We got.
So I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but a while back I took an Ancestry.com test, and it came back today. Guess what I am? So first of all, I just want to say, like,
Okay.
one thing that I knew that I was Italian.
Okay.
Um, I'm like 50% Italian, but um, another large percentage that I have is something that I did not think or expect to have at all.
African Jew.
No, although that would be sick. No, I'm Spanish, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 7% Spanish, which is like
Okay.
not a lot,
Yeah, I mean that's like
but
nothing, but
still, dude,
it's
like
something.
I'm
It's something.
Hispanic.
No, no, you're Spanish.
That's the same thing, is it not?
Well, you're
It,
talking about like from Spain, right?
yeah. Like on the
Yeah.
map, like it said, like I have origins in Spain.
I think Hispanic
7%.
Hispanic is like Latino.
That is Latino.
No, Spain is Europe. Spain is white.
What?
Spain is white. Latino is
But if you're
south
Spanish, like you're
is
still
Central and
like you're
South America.
that. Wait. I don't know about that, dude. I feel like if
100%.
you're, I feel like
100%,
if you're
dude.
Spanish, what? Is that true? Should we
Yeah,
fact check that
dude.
right now?
Miles is Spanish. Miles is not ethnic. he's
But
he's
like,
like he's like 50% Spanish.
all right, maybe okay.
It's still
Yeah,
cool though. That's a cool one that I feel like
that's
not a lot of
cool.
people have, which surprisingly.
Hispanic. I don't know, dude. I feel like Spanish is still Hispanic. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I
I'm gonna look
mean,
it up real quick.
it's definitely not Latino.
Okay.
I,
Fair,
don't- I, don't-
fair.
I don't know if it's I don't know how Hispanic plays into that.
Is Spanish Hispanic? Yes, a person from Spain is considered Hispanic because they speak Spanish. Hispanic Latino. No, Spanish is not Latino. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
That's it.
That's still cool. No, are you
Yeah, I always
Ashkenazi? Are you Ashkenazi Jew?
no. It's actually pretty clean cut and dry. It's like like 50% Italian, Sicilian, and then I'm like 10% like northern Italy, and then I'm like uh yeah, and then I'm like 20% like Central Eastern Europe. Like it was showing like Poland and like other countries like that, like Ukraine,
Mm,
shit like that, and then the remaining was Spanish and Baltic, and
okay.
that was it.
I'm curious. I want to pull mine back up because I haven't looked at that in a while.
You did one?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah, it was cool. I just got it. It took like a month and a half for it to come,
Which one
but
did you do?
Ancestry.com.
Okay. Are you
Everyone
at
got it for me.
Are you at all concerned about them having your DNA and that whole thing?
No, I forgot about that. Um, that was a thing.
I
People were
mean,
bugging because like we have. Wait, I don't think that was with Ancestry.com though. I think that was with 23andMe.
23andMe is the one that I have, but ultimately it's the same point. I mean, they're just compiling this data of like everyone's
Yeah.
DNA.
Whatever. It's not like the fucking hospitals and like the doctors don't already have our DNA.
Yeah, true, I guess.
Like our DNA is
I
already
don't
out there,
know.
dude. Like I've been spreading my DNA out there since I was young.
You've been spreading the
Oh, and
DNA.
also I'm 5%. So I thought I was more German. Like I thought I was Italian German basically, but I'm not. Like I'm like 5% German. I'm
Hmm.
more Spanish than I am German.
See, I kind of hate that.
Why?
I
Like
hate the
thinking that you
idea.
are something and then realizing that you're not.
Well, look, the thing is like there's a difference between your genetic makeup and your cultural heritage. And so like let's say your grandpa came from Germany
Hmm.
and his father and his father's father all lived in Germany, but like the guy before that came over from some other country.
Right.
Then like
Right.
genetically you wouldn't really have much German,
Right.
but culturally like you're
You're
fucking
extremely
German.
German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah. It's a
loving
weird concept.
my
What?
camera setup. I'm
Oh.
not loving my camera setup. I want to fuck around with this.
Yeah. That's a weird concept. Like I feel like my family, like we embody Italian probably more than anything
Yeah,
else.
that's the way to be.
Yeah. It's easy, dude. It's easy being Italian.
It's like I
It's
feel like
simple.
Italian, probably Latino too. Is like another good one.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah. That's cool. It's
like
simple stuff. You know,
it's easy. It's easy to be cool. Like you don't have to force it. Just
no,
like a
you don't have to
naturally
force
cool
it.
thing.
If you're Italian, just like make some spaghetti every once in a while,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're chilling. If you're
That's better.
Latino, make a taco every here and there. You're chilling. That sort of thing.
Quick talk over here and there, and you're good to go.
Every here and there.
What's
Yeah.
the worst thing you think that they could do with your information?
Like I don't know, like genetically, like create like another version of me, like with my DNA. But that would just be dope. Like if, like, cause I don't know, like what else? What would they be doing with my saliva, my DNA? That would be so bad for me. Like I'm already here. I'm already alive. Like they could recreate more versions of me if they want. They could like share the DNA results with companies and big pharma
Yeah.
and shit like that. But like even if they do that, so what? Like, what's gonna happen to me? What are they gonna do?
I mean, what if they create a clone of you, and then
That'd be dope.
but what if they had that clone do really bad things and like say it was you?
And frame me
Yeah.
for it. Then we would download this podcast and we would send them this exact recording, us like conspiring that they're doing this, and then we like I'm the real one. Like I am the real one.
Yeah, but
I'll like I don't know the you wanna know what the clone won't have a tattoo. I have a tattoo.
they could give a clone a tattoo. Now they can. Now that they hear this,
I guess
they could yeah, why not tattoo the fucking clone?
I mean, wouldn't you be able to
Tat 'em
tell?
up.
I guess I don't know why I thought that was like that was
that
my
you were
saving
saved
grace.
there, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What about you? Like, what do you think is like some potential downsides or like scary parts about having your DNA out there to the big companies like Ancestry.com and 23andMe?
I mean, I think it's less about like me specifically and more about like having everyone's DNA. So like first thing that popped into my mind was like an engineered disease type of thing based on like they could see all these people, and like you could also then find things about like I don't know, say we want to wipe out we want to wipe out this particular demographic of people, and you can have a disease that only targets them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like I didn't think of it like that. Like I don't know how DNA science works. I'm assuming they can do shit like that. They can like find like weaknesses and faults in people's DNA, like what they're. Well, actually, that's true because on Ancestry.com it shows me I mean, a lot of them are fucking wrong, but like it gave me like a lot of like based on my ethnicity, like potential tendencies that they like assume that I might have. Like I probably have dark eyes. Like I probably have a good attention span. I like, and it was like listing like let me look at some of them, and like a lot of them were not accurate at all. Traits. So yeah, based on like it says like able to smell. Okay, that one's weird. So this one says less naturally athletic. False. Birth weight above average. That was true. I was like a fatter baby. Likely to drink a lot more caffeine than average. Not true. But yeah, I don't know. It was like naming all these things, but I guess, but I don't know. Again, like a lot of them are not true, but maybe you can like generalize and based off someone's like DNA, you can kind of like draw a conclusion to like certain traits that they have and certain weaknesses that they have, and it could lead to biological warfare maybe down the line. I don't really know. I don't really know how, or
if they want to wipe out all the Latinos, you're done.
Yeah, dude, and me included.
Dude, ICE might be after you.
What'd you say?
ICE might be after you.
Yeah, I know. I'm a citizen, dude. I'm not going anywhere, man.
I don't know, man.
My girlfriend though.
Is she not a citizen?
No, she isn't.
She's just a prime target.
Yeah, but that's actually so funny though. The previous girl that I was talking to, she might be fucked. Well, actually, no. She came legally. She came like on like for like I think she has like a green card or something like that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like if any of that were to happen, it wouldn't be. I'm not worried about it. It wouldn't be in my lifetime. But it'd be cool if like down the line, like someone saw like my genetics and they were like, yeah, like this is a healthy person. We're gonna recreate more of these people. And like I died already, but then like there are clones exactly like me, like 1,000 years in the future, because they had my DNA locked up in a fridge.
Dude, like Just imagine the idea. Let's say that, like, right now, at this very second in your life, a clone is made of you. And it's like it knows everything that you know. It has your exact personality. Like, it's literally
Oh
just
no.
you. Like,
Mm.
is that you?
Yeah,
Like,
I
would you
mean, what do you
say that
mean? Like,
I'm me and that's also me?
I do just about like, what's the difference? You know, at that point, like, I mean, the only difference is that I'm the original. I'm the original.
How do you know?
I mean, that's where it gets sticky. That's where things get cloudy. But
Well,
like realistically, like if news came out that they were making clones and like they sent a clone to my house and it was me, like I would know that I'm the real one. There's no misconstruing that. I'm the real one. But then like it could come to a point one day where like the clone like tries really hard to make it seem like that he's the original, and then like when the government says like, all right, we're gonna kill all the clones, like this is fucked up. We don't know why we did this in the first place. They would end up killing me because the clone was so good at acting like me that made me get in my own head and like not know how to act myself, and then they would kill me instead of like the clone who knows exactly how to act like me 100% of the time.
dude, this is straight out of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, dude, I
Yo,
know.
I like in my adventures of like finding shit online about, whatever wacky conspiracy, like science, like here's this crazy theory about how things actually are. Like Rick and Morty has touched on all of this stuff.
Yeah, they have, especially like the clone thing and like yeah, they're really big on the clones.
Dude, I
Rick and
I, I
Morty.
heard have I talked to you about Ibogaine at all? Are you familiar
Mm,
with Ibogaine? Like, have we
no,
mentioned
what is
this?
that?
So Ibogaine is this, it's like a psychedelic type of thing. Holy shit, my computer's gonna die.
Really?
That's fucked.
Go
Yeah.
grab a go
Yeah.
grab a
Yeah. Let
thing.
me. Yeah. Take 5 here. Can I pause the recording? All right, we're back.
Okay.
The
What are
fuck
we
we were
talking
talking
about?
about?
I feel like we're on Rogan right now.
Yeah. Why is that? Just because it's a podcast?
I don't know, like sometimes like they'll say like I gotta use the bathroom and then like they'll pause and like it'll cut to like this like the next like when they get back from the bathroom and then they'll be like, wait, what were we just talking about? And just like
Yeah,
make me think
true.
of Rogan.
Something about killing a bunch of babies with
Yeah,
with DNA.
something about
Something
taking
about
a
killing babies
something
and
about
different
taking the
races.
something about watching the light leave a baby's eyes as you put it in a microwave and cook it nice and
Oh
golden
wait,
brown.
I actually do remember the clone thing. What happens with the other clone and Rick and Morty? And Rick and
Yeah.
Morty get Ibogaine. Okay, here we go. Sean Ryan is big on Ibogaine, and a lot of like it's big in like the veteran community.
Okay.
And it's based like the idea, I guess, is that it is like the fastest way to rid yourself of addiction and a lot of other problems as well. And
Never
that
heard of that.
basically like Sean Ryan himself, his experience was he was an insane alcoholic
Okay.
and drug addict, and he went and did Ibogaine and has not had an urge to have a drink ever since.
What is Ibogaine? Like, what is it?
It's like it's a plant first and foremost, but it's like a ayahuasca type of like
Oh, like you trip balls on it.
yeah, like a DMT type of like you go into another fucking
Oh,
state of
cool.
consciousness sort
That's
of
cool.
thing.
Do you smoke it?
I don't know.
That
I
sounds
don't
cool.
I don't know how it's injected, but but so the thing that reminded me of Rick and Morty was that I was like trying to like just learn a little bit more about it, and there was one guy, and like they were asking him, is there any like is there a dark side? Is there anything bad that's happened? And he was saying that there was one dude that in this whatever like 8 hour 10 hour whatever it is that you're in there experience
That's how
he
long it is, or that's how long it feels.
no it's like a full day thing I think.
Oh shit.
um I don't know yeah it's a while. um but basically he came out of it, and in his mind he had been in like another life for like 10 years. He had gotten married, had kids.
Sean Ryan did?
No, just some guy who
Oh
took out.
god. This sounds like DMT. This sounds like the exact same thing that people like had like the same shit happens on DMT.
Yeah, and like
Oh
it's
fuck.
it's been years since, and like he's still like the guy's words where he still mourns the loss of his family. Like he
Oh
got,
my
he was very
god, dude.
happy in
Do you
this
think do you think
in this
that
world he was in.
um like do you think there's a concept that he actually like that actually was true? He was in like an alternate universe with an actual family. Um like somehow his like soul or conscious was like transferred to this alternate universe and he had like like this family for 10 years and or do you think
Um,
it's all just like some elaborate hallucination?
I don't know. I'm open to that. I feel like I've heard other things that would like that would fit into that world in some way.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm open to that for sure. But yeah, I wonder
I could
like what
see
is the difference between like wait, what's it called again? Ibogaine?
Ibogaine, yeah,
Yeah, I mean like what really is like the difference between well, I guess like DMT is like I mean, I don't know, it's different. It's all different. But that
yeah.
sounds
I
really
don't know.
interesting. I didn't know that Sean Ryan I'd never even heard of that. Um
Yeah,
so
it's not something he brings up often. There's a very good um he mentions it briefly when he's on Joe Rogan, and then he did an episode with some I forget the guy's name, but he's like a film producer. Um, I don't even remember what movies he did, but they didn't really talk about the guy's like movie career all that much. Honestly, the guy was like asking Sean Ryan a bunch of questions. It was kind of cool, and like they
it's like
got
a
into
big
that whole
movie
thing.
producer guy?
Yeah, definitely some. There was like some big war movies that he produced.
Okay, cool.
That's why he was like kind of connected to Sean Ryan. I forget.
Not
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know. I don't
yeah, I
remember.
don't care. I'm not gonna try to get yeah.
But yeah, it was intriguing, and like so Joe Rogan has had some people on that were like there was this one guy, he's like the governor of Kentucky or was or something like that, and like his whole career now is trying to like because ibogaine is illegal in the United States, and he's
Oh,
trying
is it really?
you
Okay.
can't even like testing with it is illegal, and this guy's
What?
saying that there's a whole idea that it's a lot.
So do you like basically have to go to another country
Yes,
to try? Like, there's no way
yes,
of like legally obtaining it.
correct.
Wow.
And everyone who was like into it was very adamant that like this isn't something you should just pick up off the street and like do it in your apartment. Like this should be viewed as a medical procedure. You should do it like with doctors, and this is not just
Damn.
like a drug you take for fun.
Do you think that I don't know? And I feel like this kind of ties into like a lot of drugs that are like banned in the United States that are kind of like openly used in other countries. Do you think that do you think in any way the United States like bans this drug for reasons of I don't know, like for like keeping us sheep in a way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the more obvious answer is that it's a lot more profitable to treat someone's symptoms for the rest of their life than it is to have like
so
a
you
one
tie
time
like
fix. It's like
the
yeah,
medical
like all
industry
the
into this,
pharmaceuticals and stuff that you can give to like a recovering addict, and
right?
like antidepressants and
Right.
all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
huge. Um,
Yeah.
I personally would be very open to the idea that like they wouldn't want us to cure ourselves of that, and they'd rather us stay like oppressed in that way. Um,
Sure. And this reminds me of like that. Remember a while back, Connor sent us that video of like that guy in the mountains who was like, I quit my job as a
yes,
neuroscientist, and
great video.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, and like he kind of like explained, and this is like a concept that like I already like somewhat like, but he really like made it like palatable, like the whole concept of how like hospitals and like the pharmaceutical industry are basically like not curing us, but like treating us like in a cyclical nature in order to like continue to make money off of us and not
correct,
cure us.
100%.
Huh.
And
Interesting,
like,
dude.
why wouldn't they? Like,
Yeah, capitalism. I don't know. I
I
mean,
mean, like every other business. That's why, like I've said, and I don't know what the answer here is. Like, I hear a lot about that, like free healthcare doesn't really work, and like, okay, that kind of makes sense to me. I can see why that wouldn't work out, but I do think that capitalism has like there's no room for capitalism when it comes to like the medical pharmaceutical industry when you're dealing with people's
definitely not.
lives and
Yeah.
health.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely not. The motive of saving people should not be money,
yeah,
and it shouldn't be the money that you're gonna get in your pocket after you save someone's life.
yeah.
Well, what is your argument as to why you think free healthcare would be a bad idea?
Um, well, it's not that I think it's a like I think
Or
it's
why
a
it wouldn't work? Let's say.
yeah. I guess I'm not I don't feel like qualified to speak on this in any way, but
Yeah,
like
whatever.
it
Just put your
seems that
opinion on.
it seems that a lot of people say that in countries where this is the case, like it's it's not good healthcare. Like
Shitty.
apparently, like I was talking about this yesterday with Hunter, and he was saying that like people from Canada where there is free healthcare are coming to the United States to pay full price to get healthcare because like either you can't get seen or like the quality isn't good and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Which because like I could kind of imagine now, like think about this that if there's not as much money going into healthcare, then doctors would be paid less. And so now you're asking what I mean, even for a doctor, even with what they make, like not for, like it's not for the faint of heart. It's not something that if you just want to make money, being a doctor
You
is
could do
like,
1,000 other things.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's like especially if you're like a surgeon or any sort of
Right. Like
hospital type
saving
doctor.
lives, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have an insane schedule. You have no
Yeah.
life basically. So
Hmm.
if you can't offer to pay doctors really tempting salaries, you're going to have a lot less people that want to be a doctor, and then your skill of doctors is going to decline.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know one way or another. I would like to believe that every single system, within reason, every decent idea of a system that someone's come up with, I'd like to believe that it could work. I think communism could work.
Probably could. I
Um,
mean,
it's just a matter
like
of will.
something working is different from like people being like pleased and happy with like I don't know. I guess that's part of it. I guess that's part of it. I feel like um yeah, in terms of like the doctors not getting paid enough and like the people in Canada coming over, like I guess that makes sense. Like I don't know. Don't you think like they could take the tax dollars that we all pay and put it towards that, even though that would be billions and billions of dollars going towards like a free healthcare system. Like imagine how much like in the long run that would probably like improve our nation if everyone was able to receive like the care that they needed. And even if it's like I don't know, even if it's like the same kind of like we're getting treated but not cured. I mean, but if that was the case, then I feel like a lot of more cures would start to come out of the water versus there just being like treatments for
Mm.
everything. Maybe they would legalize Ibogaine or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. I feel like it would open a lot of doors if free healthcare um became a thing. But yeah, I don't know if that's something that would be possible in the near future in the United States.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
also like the way that that would play out wouldn't just be that all these companies give their shit for free. It would just be that they keep making their money and it gets paid by taxes instead of insurance
right, right,
companies.
right, right. Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
probably like my concern is less about people getting healthcare. Like, yeah, of course, it sounds great. Let's make sure everybody gets to see the doctor when they need it. I don't know, like logistically, how that's gonna fucking play out, and I don't know. I would say sure. I'd love to see that. Is it reasonable? I don't know. I don't know what goes into that. What I feel more strongly about though is like when it comes to innovation and like as we're coming out with how can we treat this disease or whatever this problem, how can we find the new best way to fix it?
Yeah.
In like it makes sense in capitalism. The goal is to find the most profitable way to do something. And typically, the most profitable way in most areas is the most effective way, most efficient way.
But not in the medical industry.
Exactly, because
You need reoccurring clients. Like if you yeah, that's a good point.
and not to mention
Like
like what if the best cure like, let's say you've put billions of dollars into creating this drug,
Yeah.
and you make now, an insane amount of money.
Right.
This pill costs health insurance hundreds of dollars a pill, and this person has to take it 3 times a day, and like it's an insane amount of money now going into this. And then you find out that, let's say a better uh, fix for this would be like eat an orange every day,
Right.
and you find out that that actually is more effective than any pill. Is
Right.
that where you're going to start? Like, are you going to get into the orange business where you
I,
sell one
like,
orange for like 8 cents? Or are you going to find a way to keep selling your $100 pill? Like, that's where I think capitalism becomes a problem, because now the best solution isn't always the most profitable one. And so the best ones are going to get shrugged away.
yeah, it's a fucked up concept. Um, it is a fucked up concept. And listening to that guy talk about it from his perspective, that dude that was in the mountains,
Yeah.
um, super interesting. Super interesting. Um, you know, it would be cool to see some sort of change. It would be cool to see a change. Isn't there a new like virus going around? Like it's not
The
COVID, it's
bird
called
flu or
something
something
else.
like that. I feel like I've heard of
Maybe?
the bird flu. Or that actually
Maybe.
might just be birds. Maybe that's why eggs are going up. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure like humans are getting hit with like some new virus, and
I
it's
feel
like
like
making them really tired. Wait, let me see.
I keep hearing new ones.
New
Monkeypox was
virus
another one.
drop.
The new drop.
New virus going around. Uh, oh, bird flu. Why is everyone sick? New virus spreads more easily between humans. I think it is bird flu. Um, pandemic. Also covering. Uh, yeah. All right. Well, I'm not really seeing. This is like some transcript of a conversation. Yeah, there's another one coming out. I think it's also called.
There's a new one dropping next
Yeah, there's a
Friday.
new one dropping out, and it might hit everyone. So keep eating your oranges. I think I don't know, like the point of like what you said with like oranges and stuff like that. Um, I do think probably that your dietary intake is more important to your health and recovery than like any drug or prescription that you can take. Um, and that's kind of like what this guy was saying. I forget his name. I wish I remembered his name. But like getting enough sleep, eating whole foods, and like
It's like
basically like those
exercise,
two, exercising.
finding a way, like an outlet for stress,
Yeah,
and like having a good like support, like family and friends,
yeah, people
basically
around you.
having good
Yeah,
good like social relationships.
yeah,
I
and
think that
like
was pretty much it.
through that, your body will like it will heal and it will remain healthy. And I feel like I'm a pretty strong believer in that.
100%. I feel like regardless of, I don't know, like I could make this a sort of a like spiritual religious angle as well, but in general I feel like if you look at the world, like pretty much everything makes sense, everything adds up in nature. It's always like, you know I don't know, do I need to explain that more, or
No,
does
like
that
I
make
know what you
sense?
mean. I know, like kind of like things happen. Like I don't know. I know what you mean. Like everything in nature makes sense. Like there's no like tomfoolery or games being played in nature. Like nature is nature.
Uh,
It's like how it's supposed to be.
and like everything has a place, and like I just feel that it would make sense to say that all problems that are caused like have a natural remedy or a natural prevention method.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I don't really believe that there's just like, take like cancer for example. Cancer is something that naturally occurs and that has no natural no
Cure.
natural solution.
Right.
I don't
Or,
know.
or, or so we
I feel
think.
like I feel like someone could easily make me eat my words right now as I'm saying this. They're like, I don't know.
I mean, dude,
Like
if there
this,
was, then like, why are people dying of cancer? Why is cancer like the leading cause of like death? And like, if there was a natural like cure to cancer, one, we definitely would have discovered what it is by now, and two, people wouldn't be like dying from cancer like all the time.
well, first of all, I wouldn't rule out that we have discovered it. I think it's quite
I'm
possible.
sure we have. I'm sure there are many like cures to cancer that are like known out there.
When I was in the Amazon, there was this one. I forget what I think I wrote it down. I'm not going to look it up right now. But there was like this fruit or plant or something that our guide was saying that like they use this to treat cancer, and like I think he was even making mentions about like I don't know why they don't use this in the United States and stuff like that because it's very effective.
Really?
Yeah,
Just a fruit? Imagine that.
it
Like
was
you
like
have
some
cancer, and
plant.
it's like, oh, just take a bite of this and give it
Yeah,
a few days, and
I
you're
would
good.
I would also wonder if people were getting cancer, say 10,000 years ago, and is it maybe that cancer is a product of like ways that we have fucked up our environments that we
And our
live in?
diets.
That yeah, diet, radiation, stuff like that.
I'm gonna look it
Um,
up.
I actually am curious if I have this note. Where was this?
How long has cancer been around? Cancer has been present throughout recorded history.
Hmm.
Evidence of cancer has been found in fossils back to 70 million years ago. You know, but um, you know, honestly, I would have been very surprised if it was like, oh, cancer was only recorded in the past like 1,000 years. But I think you know, people are people back then were less knowledgeable and a little bit more like they probably just I don't know. Like nowadays, like there is definitely a cure and people definitely know what it is. And I feel like I've like read and like seen stuff on it and shit like that. And I don't know. It makes sense as to why we treat cancer, but um we don't have like a cure. Like you can't go to a doctor and have cancer and be like, oh yeah, you'll be cleared up in a week. Just gotta do this, that.
Hmm.
It's not a thing. And I feel like there is definitely like something out there that would enable that to be a thing. But that person, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if someone spoke out about it, they would probably get killed off and replaced with a clone.
Yeah, that person's definitely getting cloned.
Yeah, they're
Dude,
getting cloned.
I also wait, hold on. I actually did find the thing, but I have two words written down. I'm trying to get ChatGPT to give me the spilled beans right now.
What thing?
Um,
You're asking ChatGPT?
yeah, it's called Chitamoya. Oh
Shitamoya?
wait.
That's the fruit?
Well. It's telling me that I'm probably thinking of Cherimoya, so I might have written it down wrong. I don't know. I don't want to fucking like dive too deep into this. Basically, ChatGPT is telling me that none of this crap can cure cancer. So I think
It
ChatGPT
sounds like a
though.
setup to me, dude.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I
I would
will.
like to say that ChatGPT is unbiased.
Hmm,
But maybe in certain ways, like it knows how to respond.
it's podcast number one. Well, not really number one, but whatever. Early in the podcast days, it's a little too early for me to cancel myself. Um, so
Okay,
we'll save that one for another day. I'm
why? Were you gonna say something crazy?
gonna say someone will get me canceled.
Okay. I mean, I wonder what that would have been. I wonder how that would have pertained to this conversation, what it would have been. But text it to me.
Yeah, I was about to.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I would like to just like fool around with ChatGPT. I don't use ChatGPT enough where like I'm comfortable with it. I still find it like cool when I use it. Like whoa,
I
because I don't
love
like use
I love
ChatGPT really at
ChatGPT.
all. Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, that wouldn't get you canceled. I think it's very good to speculate on that. I think it's a fair speculation.
Yeah, we'll save it for another day.
Wait, was it created? Like, was ChatGPT a product of that? Probably.
I mean, yeah,
Not
yeah.
surprised. Um, Yeah, like what does ChatGPT say if you ask it like a subjective question? Like if you ask ChatGPT like what's your favorite color, what will it say?
It'll give you probably some shit about like as a
Cool like
I'm an
colors and stuff.
artificial intelligence. I don't have opinions basically. Like I don't have
Oh,
favorites.
okay. Oh, okay. Got
It'll just like, explain out why
it.
that doesn't apply.
It's too smart. It knows.
Yeah, dude, it is really like I love using it for just like dude, like if I were you, I would come into it and be like, hey, um, I've been doing this, and this streaming chess. Like, tell it what you're doing, and be like, here's what I'm trying to do, and then just start like any ideas for how I could get more viewers, and like
Yeah.
how would you monetize this strategy? Like what are some business ideas of like something that I could create that would be valuable to my audience, and I don't know, stuff like that, and like it will.
I should.
And then like what's really cool is that it just like makes it fun too. Like it'll give you, like you could say, I'd like to make X number of dollars per month off of streaming chess.
Yeah.
Give me an exact roadmap starting right now that I should do to
How I
get
can
there.
get there. And it will
And
like literally give you something.
yeah, like it'll give you,
Spit something
dude.
out.
What was really cool yesterday? I was like, so like I'm always, I am I am somebody historically that had a lot of good ideas, and my weakness is always
Yeah, not
like
implementing.
yeah, and like I jump from one to the next. I'll get
Me too.
excited about one, I'll do a little bit of stuff with it, but then I'll come up with another idea and be like, oh, maybe this is better, and like I'll jump ship, and
Me
like
too.
nothing ever really gets done.
For sure. Yeah,
And
definitely.
like I was asking ChatGPT just because like I knew the answer, but I wanted to see how it laid it out. And I asked it the other day. I asked it for some tough love, like
Wow.
as
Okay.
we're like we're talking about all these different ideas, and it basically was just like you need to fucking pick something and just do it. Like having ideas is great, but like you could just keep coming. Like basically exactly the point. Like it
Yeah.
completely sniped me. Um,
Wow.
and and like what's cool is that the more you use it, and this is also kind of a scary thing, I guess, but
What, the more like get to know you?
the more you use it and it gets to know you, you can get much better. Like you can train it, so you can be like, like I have, especially like when it comes to clients, like I'll have with work, I'll have different like message threads for individual clients, and I'll be like, we're only going to talk about this client. I want you to remember everything that I tell you, this and that. And then I might sometimes just come in and just give it some information. Like I'm not asking it to do anything, just like
Right. Just like
remember
keep this
this
down.
whole new development.
Wow.
And then I can
Yeah.
come back and like it will reflect that in future responses.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I should probably utilize ChatGPT more. I don't. My girlfriend uses it all the time. I
it's really
just
cool.
even if it's kind of just like not related to my work, if it's more just like recreational or even like for my side gig with like streaming chess. Yeah, I was trying the other day to think about because you said like, oh, it'd be a good idea to come up with like some sort of product or some sort of like something that you can market alongside the stream, something that has to do with chess, something that chess players would want, and I bet ChatGPT would be great
Totally.
for coming up with something. Uh, but yeah, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to kind of use ChatGPT as a roadmap to how it could elevate. I don't use ChatGPT enough. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's good too because you can like there's kind of two ways that I might go about it. One is I'd use it as a starting point to get some ideas, and then I take the stuff that it gives me, and then I can like it's not always going to give you like the perfect idea,
Yeah.
but it'll give you some inspiration, and then you can run with that and tweak it and make it your own. Or you do some brainstorming on your own and get to like, all right, I have kind of this like foggy idea, and then you go to ChatGPT and like, and it'll even give you like validation on
Yeah.
like, okay, I have these three ideas. Which one do you think I should go with based on like these are the things that I want out of the end result? And what like so for example, like I might come to it with I have these three business ideas, and like, in starting a business, here are the things that I want. I want to be able to make X number of dollars, and I want it to be whatever any sort of criteria that you want that you're looking for. Which one do you think is the best? And it will give you, I think you should do this and why. And I mean, I don't know. It's cool to get that like instant feedback.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing. You don't have to like wait. You just spit it out immediately.
Yeah.
It's scary. Terrifying. Cool though.
Yeah.
Cool. There's been a lot of talk in like this other AI shit that came out called DeepSeek, right?
Yeah, the China one. I don't really fucking know about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, like it costs like that whole like dropping of DeepSeek like threw our like stock market into like a crazy.
Oh, that's what's causing all this.
I don't know. I think so. Like I don't know, including the crypto market as well.
XRP.
Yeah.
Actually, like I wouldn't mind it staying down for a while because I'm still trying to get more.
Yeah. I already lost all the money that I put into Phantom in Farcoin, so I'm definitely done with Farcoin now.
Oh, dude, XRP actually just plummeted at like 425. It went down 10 cents.
Oh, really?
Dude, I'm kind of pissed because I had put a limit order in for when it hits 229. I have like $400 going into XRP.
Yeah.
And it got to 231.
Oh, I see. I see that.
Should I just put it ahead right now? I don't know, whatever. Come back to that later. Yeah, I tried out DeepSeek like very briefly, and I don't know, like people were saying it's better than ChatGPT. I didn't really find that to be the case.
Spit out like Asian, like Chinese
propaganda.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen people post screenshots of like, asking, well, just like it's like a little biased maybe.
Okay.
But whatever. I don't know. I'm fine with ChatGPT. I'm gonna keep using that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the fact that it's becoming intimately familiar with me, and
because that's like another like they're collecting your data for sure. Every question, every prompt.
Yep.
Everything you tell it, it's learning more about you.
And then like the learning that can go from there into like, okay, what about other people that also exhibit, if it's picking up data points about me and it's making conclusions about those data points, and then it has those data points from other people, and like what are some overlapping things that it can now assume about me based on other people, like the mass data set is, I think, way more powerful than just what it's getting out of me.
Right. Yeah. Collecting. Yeah, that's insane, dude. It's insane the amount of people that are using ChatGPT, and like probably the amount of giga data that it is consumed.
Yeah.
The hyper giga data.
the giga data.
There's a hyper giga database just full of like just trillions upon quintillions of letters and words.
Dude, there must be like an insane place that's storing all this shit.
Yeah. Is ChatGPT like a company? Like, is there like a headquarters somewhere? Like, do they?
The company is OpenAI.
Oh, OpenAI. Okay.
I don't really know where
probably
ChatGPT.
Valley. Maybe.
I don't know.
That's where all the big tech guys go.
Could be.
What I heard at least.
Maybe it's in the Middle East.
Could be in the Middle East. Yeah. Could also be in Israel.
That's in the Middle East.
Yeah. Yeah, that is in the Middle East.
That is just in Gaza.
What?
Imagine it's in Gaza.
Yeah. Could be.
Like
maybe it's in Area 51.
In the midst
maybe that's
of
what
the
they've been
nukes.
hiding.
Oh,
Area
yeah.
51 the whole time. Instead of like like pretending that there's like a couple UFOs there. That's actually where the whole the hyper giga database of ChatGPT is at.
Dude, I saw a video. I don't know, fucking whatever. I saw a video, and it was like, like the idea that like Joe Biden, I feel like was a big one. People talked about this, that it's not actually Joe Biden.
Yeah,
and like these
yeah.
bodies,
Same with, like,
the
you
thing
see,
of these
like,
body
people-
doubles.
Yeah, with like,
Yeah.
Kamala Harris and
Yes,
I've seen that. Yeah,
I
and like there'll be videos that like zoom in to like their neck and it
Yes.
shows like weird like wrinkle mark on their neck.
exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
but like this video was like 2 minutes showing all these ones that
I think I
it
saw
was
one
like a
like with
compilation of this.
Kamala Harris that actually looked like frightening.
Yeah,
Like it, yeah. And
Hillary
then like I've also
Clinton.
seen a video of like there's like this video that came out recently. It's like some woman like the video just starts out like with her talking, and then like she pulls like this fucking mask off her face. Like you would never ever have a clue that
Yeah,
she was wearing anything on her face, and she's a completely different person under the mask. Like what the fuck?
yeah.
Like that is insane. And I think there are definitely people pretending to be other people. I don't know. Like in the case of like, what's your thoughts on all this? Like, do you think there potentially are using body doubles for Joe Biden? Like the thing is, like, what would the point be? Like, I mean, I understand like Joe Biden, like he's really old. Maybe he's like dead by now, but they have like a body double for him.
I mean,
Like in terms of like Kamala Harris and like other people, like
it's an
why
endless point.
why throw a body double onto the stage when you can just use the real person if like they're alive and well?
Well, maybe the real person doesn't want to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Like, all right, like here's a good example, right? That like a theory of what it would be a smart thing for them to do, right? Let's say that Trump, first time around, it's the real Donald Trump, and he is, he's coming in wanting to do all these things that wants to destroy the deep state and like whatever, all this stuff that is bad for these people who are in charge. And so then, now election time's coming around, everyone sees Joe Biden's falling asleep and saying dumb shit, and like everyone knows like there's no way this guy could be president again. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, it would be too insane to get Joe Biden back as president. But like if we can have someone else come in that we can still control, then that could work. And so like you kill the real Donald Trump or whatever, fucking get him out of the picture somehow.
Yeah. Whatever.
And you just put your own new Donald Trump in there, and he kind of like, he does the same stuff, but like behind the scenes, he's not actually doing all like the things that he would have done. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah. That's a crazy thought. That's a crazy thought.
Like, I don't know, who knows? And dude, I'm so fucking sick of politics, and not just politics, but like trying to fucking figure it all out.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
Because there's
And
so
that's why I feel like I find it all really interesting though. Like I'm not like actively trying to figure it all out. I just love speculating on conspiracies, and I feel like the more time goes on, the more that like we're kind of seeing that like there's definitely like the government is not truthful to us and transparent with us about like a lot of things, and you know, I don't know, like they just recently the Trump declassified like the JFK assassination files, the
did
video.
he
Like it is now like public like knowledge that he was assassinated by the government.
really? Why have I not seen
Yes.
this?
Yeah, dude. There's like a video. There's a video that like literally shows like you can see it in the video. There's a video that shows that like do you know like how like he was really killed?
Wait, you told me like this came out and like the story's out of how he's
Yes.
really killed. Oh,
Yes,
dude,
dude.
fucking drop it.
Um there's a video that came out that basically shows like the driver of the vehicle, and it's like pixely, it's kind of blurry. It shows the driver of the vehicle like turning over his right shoulder and popping him in the head, and like that's when like his brains like fly out, and and you can see in the video like he shoots, JFK's brains go flying, and then like he quickly like turns back and like pretends like he's taking cover, like they just like he didn't just like shoot him.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, like I'm also pretty certain that documents were declassified that basically prove like the guy's name is out there. He's still alive. The
No
guy
way.
that um that assassinated JFK, like the driver of
Oh
the car.
shit.
And you can look it up. You can look it up, and I'm like 99.9% sure that this is all like factual.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, they killed him.
I've
Like,
seen like that theory in the past about that it was the driver, and like they show you the video and they're like
yeah,
everything that you're saying, but I did not know that this came out as like this is the official government record on it. And
yeah,
it's
I
out.
think they declassified it. Like,
Holy
and
shit.
like if you want to like look it up right now, because I just want to make sure like I'm not
Yeah.
talking on my butthole,
Yeah.
but
Let me
I'm like
look at
98% sure that like it has been declassified. And along with other things, I think they're like just going on like a declassification spree. Like I think there's a lot of like alien UFO type shit that has also been declassified.
it's not released yet.
It's not released. What does it
I'm
say?
I'm seeing like 2 days ago, JFK assassination files one step closer to possible public release.
Oh, okay.
Deadline looms for release of JFK assassination files.
Uh, okay. All right. So I was a bit wrong on that. However, I'm like so certain like that there is gonna be no change to like what I just said in terms of like what actually happened.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard.
and RFK knows it. Like, like you go up to RFK and you ask him like, what do you think RFK is gonna say? Like, oh, that fucking guy, whoever shot him from the window. Like, no, dude,
Yeah,
the government.
I've heard MLK too is also
Yeah, oh my
in
god.
this that he was killed by the government.
Yeah, I
Michael
heard that as
Jackson.
well. What?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson was killed by the government? Really?
Oh, I don't know. Like when you say the government, you know.
Yeah, or just like people like, or at least like the story behind how you died was fabricated in order to like protect
Powers the be.
power. That's something that's scary about becoming a very influential person. Like it's cool to think about. Like yeah, you can be like a triple A list celebrity, but you don't want to use. I feel like you should, but like I don't know, especially if you're like the president and you really have all the power in your hands. I feel like you have to be careful with what you say and what you do, especially in this day. I mean, honestly, no, I would say like back in the day, like in the JFK days, like in the '60s, the '50s, like the earlier you go back, the easier it was to cover up like these sort of things where like the government takes you out. I feel like nowadays, like the civilians we're all over it. Like there's conspiracies. We're on Twitter. We're talking about it. Like someone dies, it's like, oh, who did like how could this have been conspired? But like back in the day, I can see why it was probably really easy to pass off the JFK assassination as
Right.
just like some psycho with a sniper who wanted to take him out. Um, but nowadays, it's probably not as easy to. But I mean, you know with technology advancements and stuff like that, it probably could be just as easy. And like we're just like blind to it. Like we were just talking about like, these masks and like the body doubles. That really anything is probably possible nowadays.
Yeah,
Um,
crazy technology that you can like put a disease in somebody and shit like that
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
traceable.
easy. Yeah, put a disease. I bet that's like super easy nowadays, dude. I bet like if you want to take someone out, fucking light them up with cancer. Like you can like inject. Like I don't know. You can probably just fucking yeah
Stephen
stuff
Greer
someone with
claims
cancer.
that it was attempted on himself and it was succeeded on a few members of his team.
Wait,
That
who? Wait. What
Stephen
was?
Greer,
What?
Stephen
Greer.
Greer
Like,
claims that
oh, really?
claims that
Of course he did.
that he claims that two members of his team were assassinated. That they and that he also, so basically all three of them at the same time came down with like it was like a form of cancer that nobody knew what it was, and it was extremely aggressive and like fast acting, and the two of them died and he somehow did it.
Greer survived, or like this other third guy?
No, Greer was also sick with it,
God
and that
damn,
he
dude.
somehow
Greer's just a
survived.
monster, dude.
The aliens are looking
He's
out
a
for him, I
monster. But
guess.
like, don't you think like I don't know, like how would like I feel like they could like they if they wanted to kill him, they would have killed Greer. I feel like they would have like if they wanted to, they would have I
I
don't
don't
know,
know.
man. Greer's
he
just one
he well, he
sick
he talks
motherfucker.
about having basically like, well, he talks about having this basically like a setup that like a chain of information to a certain like a whole bunch of people that like if he dies, some insane information will get leaked all at once by a bunch of people.
Like he's got this big red button
Yeah,
that will
basically
go off. No way, really?
which like to
How
me,
would that be like? How would that even work? Like if he dies, like how is his death going to initiate any sort of
because he has many high profile people that are in on it, that if he were to die, they would go
they would
public with
expose?
it. Yes.
Really?
That's what he says.
But like what? Like but you know
I'm like,
how do you
what
do that? Like what is
information?
in it? What is in it for the person who is like promising Greer? Like yeah, I'll say this if you die. Like what's in it for that person? I feel like nothing. Like why would they actually do it? Like Greer would die and they'd all be like, nah, I'm not gonna say anything.
I I don't know. The bigger question to me is like, why not just dump the information?
Yeah.
If it's something that can be
Yeah, why not just
exposed
dump it
and there's
already?
no like important reason why it shouldn't be exposed, Why not
It's
just
probably like not slander, but I mean, it's probably information that would like not necessarily benefit the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, why not just come out with it?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't if this is like game changing information that it's perfect proof that all the things that he's saying has been true and it incriminates all these people and it's like puts it all out in the open. Why we gotta wait till he's dead? Like, just
Dude, what if it
drop
came
the
out
ball,
recently like
drop
that
the stuff.
Greer is really just like he's a man that has like
It's
like
like
extreme
schizophrenic.
Alzheimer's and like he just like it doesn't he actually like, but then it's like you conspire and you think like wow like did they just like does he actually have like Alzheimer's or did they like fucking did they give it to him in order to make it seem like he's crazy all this time when he's really not. uh,
See, like, this
but
is the shit that, like, you run in circles for a while, then it's just like, well, fuck, I'm never gonna know anything. It's like, why do I even bother myself
like
with,
and
like,
how does someone like Greer or like these other people, like a few of them have been in Sean Ryan. Dude, I remember when you showed me the Greer Sean Ryan podcast where Greer was on Sean Ryan and just like that was just like the most like crazy crazy things being spoken about. Like but I just wonder how I mean and I'm sure like Greer spoke about it like in the podcast, kinda like how he got to the point where he was at, but like how does one like get into a position where like you are seeing things that like civilians are not seeing? Like you're exposed to like certain people, certain
hmm.
powers that are true, but like are purposely like curtained from the civilians. Like how was he in like the like wasn't he like in the White House like talking to people like looking at classified documents like what did he go to like Harvard or something? Like how do you get like the credentials to be like all right we can trust this guy? But now Greer is like inspired like now like yeah, I mean I feel like looking back like Greer is not a trustworthy guy clearly because like he's going around like telling all these things that he probably shouldn't be telling.
So,
Um
so he is, and again, everything this is like according to him. Um, he is never like he's adamant that like he's never accepted any security clearance. So like he is not actually like beholden to any of like he is not somebody that like people just tell him things because they want to tell him and
oh
they
okay.
tell him what they can tell him basically.
They'll be
He's
anonymous about it.
some of
Like
them
Greer
want to
would
be.
never. Yeah, yeah.
Um I don't have the exact answer of how he like first broke into the scene of
How
this.
he got in that position.
I think it was just like I mean his like main thing I guess is being a source for whistleblowers. People can come to him and like he has the platform I guess and the ear of people that he
Yeah,
can get your message out. But yeah, I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Same with like Sean Ryan. I feel like he's a good platform for anyone
Yeah,
who's trying to blow their whistle.
there's a lot of guys that have been on Sean Ryan that were like from Greer.
Wasn't Edward Snowden like? I think he was on Sean Ryan like not as like in person, but I think he
I
was
think
like
so.
he's probably been
I feel
on
like he was.
multiple. Maybe
I feel like
Ed
I
Snowden
remember
was
seeing
even
it.
on Joe Rogan. I want to say maybe he was.
Hmm.
I remember seeing some big name podcast. No, you want to know what he was definitely on? Was Lex Friedman podcast. Ed Snowden. And I
Gotcha.
remember I listened to that one because like Ed Snowden is like a huge name. He's like the biggest whistleblowing name of all time.
Yo, why does
Um,
everyone hate Lex Friedman?
who hates Lex
I don't know.
Friedman?
I feel like a lot of people
Oh, you
talk
want to know
shit
what?
about Lex
He's been
Friedman.
getting hate recently because he just did he did a podcast with the Ukrainian
Yeah.
leader, and now I don't know if he's done it yet, but he spoke about in a recent podcast with someone that he he's going to film with Putin, like he's doing one with Putin,
Hmm.
and he said that like he's accepting like the hate that might come with this, obviously because Putin's like a fucking he's like a dictator in a way, and he said that like he's not doing this because he supports Putin, he's not doing this because he even supports like the Ukrainian guy, he's doing this because he feels like there needs to be like people just need to like see and hear what Putin has to say. Like he's kind of just like creating like a um I don't know. He's just like a journalist at the end of the day. Like he's not
Yeah.
doing anything more or less. He just wants to get like Putin's side of the story. And I remember him. What podcast was I listening to? Like, he was talking about. He was talking to someone about how like the Ukrainian-Russian war, like it's getting really bad and like millions of people have died, or like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions. I'm not sure. And like he was saying that. Wait, who was like the Ukrainian guy again?
Zelensky.
Yeah. Wait, what's his name?
Zelensky.
Zelensky. Lex Fridman was saying that he did the podcast with Zelensky, and like there was like a translator and everything. And one thing that he was saying about Zelensky is that he is just like a relentlessly passionate about his country and about saving his country and not being overturned by Russia, almost to the point where like he's like stubborn about it. Like he like seriously like prides everything and like fuck the Russians. Like we are going to murder them. Like they have like done this, that, or anything. They're trying to take our soil. They're killing our soldiers, and like he hates it. And like he puts his whole heart into it. And he was saying how, uh, like he would like Lex was saying how like he spoke to Zelensky of like he would have like a conversation with Putin and like sit down with him, and have a conversation. He was like, no, 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 no. Like never. Like not something that would happen. Like I would kill him. Like I would jump over the table and like stab him. Like but Lex was saying that Putin is like and this is like post his podcast with Putin. Like I think he already like had the conversation with Putin. He wasn't talking to Zelensky and like what I'm talking about right now. He did the Zelensky thing. He did the Putin thing, and he was. This is like after the fact. He released some podcast.
Wait.
And
He
was
has
saying how, like,
recorded
he
the
met
Putin
with both,
podcast.
and what?
He's done the Putin podcast.
I think he has. It's not put
Okay.
out. Like it's not out yet, but I think he has. But he was basically saying that like he feels as though like with Putin and just like leaders in general, like when you wonder why like Trump has gone to like shake hands with like Kim Jong Un, and like he's like Putin, like I mean he has like a respectful relationship with Putin and like these other like big leaders that you like in times of like war, and and other crises, like there needs to be like respect before any sort of solution can be made. And Lex Friedman was saying how he feels like if you can get Zelensky and Putin in a room together for like 10 minutes, that like the whole Ukrainian, I think he was on Joe Rogan, but that he was saying like he was actually.
I
He was
listened
saying,
to that
like,
whole episode. It was good.
you did. And
Yeah.
did you hear the part where he was basically saying like if you put them like if you actually like sat them down in a room for like 10 minutes and they had a cordial conversation, that is probably all it would take for them to compromise in some sort of way where this war would end.
I vaguely remember
Because
something
he was
like
saying like
that. Yeah.
Putin is a very like he's a very prideful man. Putin like if Putin feels like he's understood, then he might be willing to compromise. And the only way that that's possible is like if you sit Zelensky and Putin down, and Zelensky listens to Putin, Putin listens to Zelensky, and they both like you know how it is like when you meet someone in person that's different from like being on Twitter and talking shit about them, and then you meet them in person, you're like this is a real person.
Right.
Maybe like we should like come to a compromise or like come to a solution here instead of like killing each other. I very
Dude,
much think that's
I
true.
I agree with that probably more than I agree with anything else in this world. Like I would very much stand by that. That the key word is understand.
Yeah.
Like you said that Putin wants to be understood, and I think that applies to just about anything. If me and you are disagreeing about something, and something that we're passionate about, and I'm getting pissed and you're getting pissed, and I'm just like doubling down and like, no, you're wrong, and this is why I'm right, and you're saying the same thing. Neither one of like, yeah, we'll get, let's say this is something public and online. The people who agree with me are going to get real hyped and pat me on the back every time I say something that, I got you on that one. That was a good, sharp point that I made. Same with you. The people that agree with you are going to be really supportive every time you make a good point. But I'm probably not going to change your mind or anyone else that agrees with you by me approaching it that way, and same with you.
Right.
I think the only way you have a chance at changing someone's mind is to make them feel understood. And if I can hear you out, listen to your side, and truly understand it and consider it, like not just understand so that I can formulate my rebuttal, but like actually consider it and think like maybe this person has something, has a good point. Maybe I'm going to come into this and learn something and change my mind. And then if I can show you that I understand where you're coming from, but then say I still disagree and here's why, that's the only way. Like you got to break down their walls a little bit. If you just fight back, they're just going to build that wall higher.
True.
So on like even on a small scale, I agree with that, and on a large scale too. Just sitting down from each other and like, real like having the proof right in your face that like this is a human. This is not Russia. This isn't some like bigger thing. Like this is a real person that I'm sitting in front of, and people can be reasoned with. People to a certain extent want the same things. Yeah, I think that I agree with him very much on that. I don't know if it would end the war, but I think it's important to at least be able to have those conversations and try to end the war.
And I feel like that's why like Trump gets a lot of hate for like why is Trump having a conversation with Putin? Why is Trump shaking hands with Kim Jong Un? Why is Trump doing like
fucking
this, that, or the
retarded.
other thing? Like it is very smart that he's doing this thing, and also like as Trump does this, the people that he's meeting with are gaining respect for him as well. Like, they are gaining respect for him. They're making. I feel like he's making our country safer by going and looking these people in the eyes. Swinging his big cock around because he knows that the United States has like the strongest. Like I know we can fuck up any other country. Like
I hope.
for the most. What'd you say?
I said I hope.
Yeah, that's what you think. That's what like we're told. That's what we're taught to think. But I forget how we even got into that conversation. I
think it's probably a good place to wrap it up for today.
I think so. And before we wrap it up, I just want to say, like throughout this podcast, I had like multiple ideas to like what you could do like with this. Like first of all, do you clip up like any of these? Like, do you like go back and like listen to them? Like, find like good points, clip them up. Like, you should be throwing these on TikTok like, every single day. Like, clip up like take an episode, like go through it, clip it up. It might take like a few hours, like maybe on a weekend. Clip up like cool parts of the conversation, just post them on TikTok.
Yeah, so that actually has been a major barrier. I will say so that's been kind of. I posted like one clip on my Twitter. I did post a clip. A big thing that has been like holding me back is like I keep saying I want to take the time to clip them up, and then especially when I'm new to it, and it's a very time consuming thing.
Yeah.
When I gotta like figure it out how to do it all and stuff like that. So that has been something that has been holding me back from getting these recorded and posted. So for now, I'm more thinking I want to just shoot a lot of 30 to 60 minute clips. I'm going to end this. I'm going to find maybe there's like a little bit in the beginning that I want to cut where we're like just getting settled and shit. But I'm going to maybe cut that one little bit and then post this shit to YouTube and Spotify and on to the next one. So yes, like that was definitely a thought. It's been too much of a thought. And I want to just get in the habit of like doing these, getting them online, and then like as I'm, one thing will lead to another from there.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, definitely down to. All right, let me end this.